Hi everybody. Yes, this is the second video I'm doing because I wanted to show you the other quilt that I've been doing, which is this one. Sorry about the cough, everybody. One of those things. I have all my blocks finished, and so I figured I would show you. I just have to sew everything together, and I finished that big section. I just didn't realize this center section was so big. It's huge. You could actually do it as a little lap blanket all by itself. And I'm gonna try to stand up to show it to you. Hopefully I don't fall when in the process. That wouldn't be good. But again, I'm gonna show you this first section, which is right here in the right here in this middle. This is one block. It's one section. It's the center of this blanket. It's, like I said, you could, if you wanted to, you could use it as a. It's not really small. It's a pretty good size for being only part of the quilt. It's huge. So let me stand up really quick and show you what it looks like. I'm not even sure I can get it in the video without falling over. Bear with me as I try to stand up. You have to bear with me, guys. I'll try to use my chair to sturdy me so I don't fall. That would not be cool. But this is, I'll try to show you the best I can. This is the top part of it. Let me show you end to end. And like I said, this is the middle of that quilt. This is the middle. And I'm behind it, so, but that's the bottom. But the middle star. There's the big star. But this is only the middle section, which is amazing. Let me fold this really quick. I don't want to fall. I'm not real sturdy on my feet. I'm hoping the stuff is all in the makings again to have my stimulator fixed, and one of the dogs is pushing on my chair. It's just I have a spinal cord stimulator, and it's hard to explain. It's a device that goes inside right next to my spinal cord, and it's got these little, they call them leads, and with little paddle type things, and they attach right to they sit on your spinal cord, and there's battery inside on my hip, and the battery is turned sideways and is protruding out, so it's failing. I've had this one. This is the second one I've had, and what a stimulator does is it blocks the receptors, pain receptors, which all of our pain receptors are in our brain, and those pain receptors go down, and it sounds really strange, but all your pain receptors, the first thing they hit is your spinal cord, and then that's where all your pain is disturbed, or distributed, not disturbed. Yeah, we got pain disturbed. And so it blocks that massive pain. I mean, I'm not pain-free. Nobody can be pain-free. But it allows me to function. Well, my stimulator is misfunctioning and it has to be replaced. So this has been a long, drawn-out process. I've got everything in the works again. Got an actual medical doctor instead of a nurse practitioner, and sorry to those that are nurse practitioners, it's nothing against everybody, and hopefully the ball can get rolling. It's just I've had some really bad experiences, and I'm trying to be positive as I can, but the ability to lose function in your legs almost overnight, it's gradually. You know, I was supposed to have been in a wheelchair when I was 18. Well, I bypassed that many moons ago, and so I'm fortunate enough to that. I have fought that hard, and now, unfortunately, like I said, I try to remain positive as best I can, because like I said, I'm one of those strange people. I don't take pain pills. I don't even take a Tylenol, and then I can't take a leave because I found out the hard way. I didn't even realize it. Even I knew leave is a really, really bad blood thinner, and my blood's too thin, so no leave, no Tylenol, and so it just makes it a little rough when you have a migraine or something. You just kind of have to go sit in a room in the dark and hope it goes away on its own. But that's the middle of the block. Enough of that goofy stuff. That's the middle of the block, and I'll show you what we're going to be looking at. Okay, I'll show you this bottom, or the top, depending on how you look at it. I'll show you this, these 5 along the bottom that go on the bottom. Some of them I have quilted, some of them I have not. And make sure. Wait, no. It actually goes this way. Well, it doesn't really matter, but I'll show you this one here. The only reason I know is because this one block here. This is the 5 all sewed together. And like I said, this is a big quilt. There's the end of that one, and then the beginning. I'll pull it by one more time. I'm trying to keep it in the camera and still be able to see. Aaron, let me do it this way. Maybe. Okay, there's that end one, and there's the star, and then there's this one, and these are the 5. This one looks really cool. Okay, let me get these folded up on, and again, these go underneath the centerpiece. Okay. And this is the 3, yeah. Then I'll show you these 3 that go down this side right here. These 3 right here, which are these ones. And yes, see, I did fix that. Fix this end one. This is the end one, which wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? This way. I guess it's on this side. It's backwards on the camera. I did fix this end. I told you I fixed it. Remember? I fixed it. I just had the 2 sides turned around. But this is those 3. This next set, I do have it quilted. It just has the batting on it right now, not the backing. And you gotta see what I came up with, an excellent idea for the backing and why I did it the way I'm putting these blocks together. And this is the other 3 that go on the other side. And this one's been quilted. All it has is the batting of what I call batting. And I will show you. I just use fleece as my batting. See how that's done? I won't go so fast. Yeah, there's strings and stuff I have to take out, but I'll show you the blocks again. They look amazing. And I just did each block, and I'll show you why I've done it the way I've done it instead of putting the whole top together. Okay. This is the final 5. And I'll show you them one at a time. This one has the back on it, the batting, and of course the blocks. And I'll show you why I've done it the way I've done it, because of what I decided to do on the back, and I don't know why I've never done it that way. I don't even remember where I got the inspiration. I think it was a combination of watching everybody out there, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this with these ideas and these ideas. I'm gonna try this and see if it's possible. And here is, these are the final 5. Of course, you've seen that flower many times. Of course, it's upside down, but that's okay. And there's that one. And there's this one. Okay? What I've decided to do as far as the backing goes, I thought, well, why do I need to have it a solid piece of fabric? We all have scraps and different sizes, different shapes. I've done many quilt blocks where it's just because I'm bored and I want to sew a bunch of stuff together. So I've done many yards of just sewing scraps together where there was no rhyme or reason to the scraps, just sewing them together. There's been squares, triangle pieces, just odds and ends. So what I've decided to do, I don't know that I'll do it for everyone, but this one, because of what it is, I decided to do this one. And so this is, sorry about that, that's my male cat Moo Mouth. He decided he wanted to get involved in this, and he's just too loud. But back to what I was saying, I decided, well, we sew scrappy quilts together, controlled scrappy. Well, what happens when you don't do controlled scrappy? What if you just pick a piece and sew it, pick a piece and sew it? Let's see what happens. Well, this is what happens. This is what I am going to put on the back of each of the blocks. There is no rhyme, no reason to the scrappiness, none. There's no color matching. I just picked it and sewed it. As you could see, they go different directions. They go, and I think it looks cool. And then I thought, well, guess what? I will have, when this is done, it will have a quilt, a reversible quilt, I guess you could say. And there's no actual reason that I have to quilt the back because of what it is. I will put something, I will quilt it a little bit just so the pieces stick together. But I thought, well, that's an idea. Why can't you just take all the little bitty scraps that you have? I even have a couple of what everybody calls orphan blocks. I'm going to stick them in there. It's just mixed menagerie of whatever and sew it together. I'm just going to pick and go. And there's no, like I said, it isn't going to matter whether it's crooked, straight, and when I get it big enough together, I'll put it on a block. And that's what my back will look like. I have no idea what the finished piece will look like, but it really isn't going to matter because it's massively uncontrolled scrappiness. No control to it. It's just picking a piece and sewing it. I'm not even paying attention to the size. I'm just sewing it, and if it doesn't match the next piece going on, it doesn't really matter. I'll just sew another piece on it. I'm doing, stringing pieces, square, round, rectangle. It isn't going to matter. But it is a perfect way of getting rid of scraps. And if I don't want the scrappiness out, I just put the normal quilt. But I just thought I'd let you see. I'm going to try to get most of it finished. I won't all the way. I just wanted to get these quilted like this. The rest of it I'm gonna more than likely sew the whole thing together, not like I did on these first ones, because I needed to see how hard it would be to quilt through this. Part of it I quilted on the machine, and part of it I hand quilted. And looking at it, really can't tell the difference. I only know the difference because I know where I hand quilted and where I didn't. Let's see, this is one that's got mixed. This flower, it's got mixed, hand quilted and sewing machine quilted. And maybe some of the other ones. This one's got mixed, hand quilted and sewing machine quilted. It just, you know, one of those things. I just was getting bored. Yeah, how can you get bored when you're always sewing? Because I do. I get bored. And that's why I've enjoyed making these blocks and then the big quilt I made for Baron. And I wasn't going to on that quilt, but I think I'm going to make another one on that. But I think I'm going to do it in, I don't know. I was going to do it in green, but I think no. So, and although purple is not my favorite in colors, I think I've decided that I'm going to do it in a purple, you know, different variations of purple. I thought about orange, and I thought, no, I don't want that bright, because it is pretty much, you know, it's different colors, different dialogues of the same color, but orange or yellow would be a little too bright. But I think purples, I'm going to have to get some light purple. I want to make sure that I have enough of the fabric this time. When I made the one for Baron, I didn't have enough of one specific fabric. And you can't tell that I switched in midstream, but I did. I had to switch. I guess, you know, nobody really pays attention, and you can't really tell that I had to mix menagerie in there. You can't tell. Had to take away and add to, and so, but that's what I'm up to today, and been checking out different live chats and not staying very long because I keep kind of nodding off. It's just one of those things when you're hurting and you just kind of, I just nod off, and you know, I'm lucky I don't have big bruises across my head because I usually clunk my head on the counter. Plus, I changed some settings on my microphone, so I'm excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm hoping the settings I changed on the microphone work. If not, I'm going to end up getting a new microphone. I mean, I like this microphone, but I don't at the same time. And I don't really feel like putting headphones on. No, I'm not a... And for those that have them on, it's great, but it reminds me of somebody doing DJ thing with those big old headphones on it. And it, you know, maybe that I have to go to the headphones because sometimes my voice don't carry. And I try to keep my voice up, but as you can see, when I keep it up, I start developing laryngitis, and it is what it is. So, I hope everybody is enjoying their great day, and thank you everybody for the great content, and please everybody keep it up, keep it up. I will talk to you later. Bye bye.